Testing 1 2 3 testing. Hey internet, it's Friday. My name's Aaron LeBeau. I'm a developer advocate at Couchbase, and today is my Friday lunch stream. If you don't know, or you're new to here, you're watching. Way more people watch this on video on demand. I don't understand why so many people watch on video demand. It's a relatively large number. So I just want to once again thank you all. I don't know if you're robots watching this or if you're real people, but for the large amount of people that watch this on demand, thank you for watching. You're probably watching it spit up, to 1.5 time. Try to talk as fast as I can for you. I'm just kidding. I'll try my best to entertain you for the next hour. We're working on .NET. It's my Friday lunch .NET stream. Every day at lunchtime, I write some .NET code. I like .NET. It was my first language outside of C and C++ in Java. I did a little bit of Java before I did .NET, but really .NET, I thought it was pretty cool. Some of the things we were doing was pretty awesome. And I've been using it in my career ever since. I have had some stints where I haven't used it for a while, but I always keep up with it. But in the current role I have, I don't necessarily use it every day, but that's what the lunch stream is for, to keep myself nimble and up with what the .NET folks are doing. I work on all kinds of different languages at the company I work at right now, so it's not, I don't have I don't have the luxury of saying that .NET's the only thing I work on. So let's take a look here and kind of continue on our journey where we are. Now, yesterday, if we talk about it, we were working on a little bit of Uno Love. Uno is a open source ish framework that is designed for UI. It's kind of like Maui, but different. Let's go to the Uno site. Uno platform. We want C# markup. This is the fastest way I know how to get to the docs for the docs I care about. They have two versions. They have a XAML version, and then they have a C# version. And I'm really excited about the C# version. In the previous streams, we've used Figma to actually generate a UI and then exported the code for a login page. And the reason I bring this up is there's this thing called MVUX. This is this new concept that they have that is using their state management way that they think you should do state management. It's kind of like somewhere between MVVM and like Redux, I guess. In many ways, I guess it's more functional. They have these things called feeds, and they have state. Kind of their feeds are more for like lists of information, and state obviously is your normal state thing that you would do in any other place, right? When you want to keep track of state, state is immutable, I believe, out of the box. Or you can make it immutable. Where is it? Read this in here. I've only read the documentation for a couple days, so I am no expert in this whatsoever. I will always say that, but I would like to learn it, and that's what we're here to do today. So if you want to come along and get entertained and join the journey of me learning it and struggling probably a bunch, let's go for it. Yesterday I said I was probably going to move to Maui. However, I had a couple people reach out to me and tell me that the calculator app is a much simpler app if you're looking to understand like what the heck's going on in the universe of Uno. So we're going to try that. We're going to try looking at the calculator example and see if we can induce enough out of this to figure out like how to get the same concept working in our app. So I've got this calculator, super calculator open. The most important thing here is they have a binding context. Okay, so the data context here is their bindable context. They're saying this is where everything's going to live that you want to bind to, and it's part of this bindable main model. So I don't know. I still can't figure out for the life of me how this bindable thing works. If I go to this and say go to it seems like this is CodeGen, right? So it's like, if this CodeGen, how the hell do I make one of these things, right? This has been my number one frustration. It's like where, in both these examples, they have this like CodeGen code that they're using that I don't understand. Like, how is this built? This has been my number one frustration right here, that this right here in this particular thing, which I believe it's auto-generated here. So you can see here, generated by the vModel Gen 2 tool. Do not edit. what? There's not really great documentation that explains this. So what the hell is this thing? And why would I even need it? I don't want that thing. Let's go look up and see what this thing even is. Everything I see on Google, if I search for that, is talking about Dagger with Android, and that's Dagger is a dependency injection tool for Android. So it's like that's not. And the weird part is none of their documentation talks about this code gen crap either, right? It's like nowhere here in this docs does it say you should do this. So let's do this. Let's make the assumption that I don't know why they use code gen, but can I just pass a model into this thing? I don't have the answers to that, right? But I'll at least try. If we get too far down this road and this doesn't work and all this code gen crap stops us from happening, then I will simply move back over to working on Maui. So that's gonna be it. So it looks like they take a data context. It needs to be, it looks like they'll take anything in. So I would assume that we could just make a model ourselves and send that in. So let's just start with the core basics of that. Can we do that? So let's take a look at our code right now. And we'll take a look at our page and see what we can do. So we've got a main model here. We probably should add something to it so that we know that this even can see it. So if we go look at their main model, right? They have a state for a calculator type. So it's an I state, and it's just a getter. And then I'm assuming they have some kind of internal setter is my guess. So do they have something that changes it? Here. So they use an input to change the calculator, to update it. Okay. So they're basically making a getter because this is going to be immutable. And then they're saying that you have to bring an input in order to do that, right? I think input command's a little dangerous when you have multiple inputs. I always make it name something different than that. But I get what they're cooking here. And command is a very common word in .NET. .NET does a lot of what's it called? CQRS, command, request, query. And so commands are a very popular pattern around basically just making an event happen, right? Behind the scenes, it's I'm telling you to do something. I'm commanding you to do something is what it's doing here. So let's do that. We know in ours, we need two states that we need to keep track of, a username and password. So let's start with that. Let's say that in our model here, do they inherit from anything over there? Let's go take a look at this. What are they? So they're just saying they're a partial record main. Why they make themselves a partial record, I still also can't figure out that. I feel like that's cheating. But okay, we're going to follow this same pattern that they have and see whether or not we can get something working. That's the goal here. So let's go in here and say that we have a state. We absolutely need some states in ours. Not steak, not the meat product. We're talking about state. But we don't need is dark. We would want username and we'd want password. And we want these probably to be strings. Not probably, we do want those to be strings. Okay, and it's probably just complaining that we haven't used them, and that's the reason why. Or it's saying that they're not initialized. It's mad about that. Do they initialize them? And they do initialize them in the constructor, so we need to initialize those or something. So let's make a CTOR. A CTOR is a shortcut for a constructor. It will automatically make you a constructor. So we need to inject in some stuff, though. We will need the authentication service, and we'll have to figure out how to inject that in a second. Okay, that sounds great. We'll do a private read only authentication service, and we'll just say that authentication service equals authentication service to start out with, and then we'll say username equals string dot empty. Oh, why is it mad about that? Why is it? They probably have a value on this, don't they? Private set. Is that what's going on here? Let me see what they do there. I think I may have to make those private set, right? Or state to value is what you have to call. Oh, because it's an I state strip. What am I thinking here? So you'd have to say state dot value, and this would be a pointer to this, and then you're gonna say string dot empty, and that should make people happy. Let's see if that does it. So one of the problems is this keyword, right? So this is saying me, okay? The owner. Oh, it's a lambda. It's a value provider you have to provide. You silly gooses. Let's go back here. So this is a function we're using to provide it. So we can do the same thing for password. I feel like we're almost getting somewhere now. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we got a username and password we would like to go through and use. Now, the problem is it can't be one way. Yeah, see, this is going to be the interesting problem because if they type in the username, I want that to... Ooh, I got to keep that closed. 1 second. That's bad. All right, I'm back. I accidentally left some work windows open, and I don't know why I would do that, but I did, and that's bad. So I close those work windows of things I was looking at in Jira. Apologize for that. All right, let me just make sure I don't have any other work things open that could accidentally come up that should not come up on the screen because that would be bad. Let's just do that. Okay, now we're good. All right, so one of the problems I have is that okay, so they're saying state string. Let's take a look at this state thing. Because I think, oh, I apologize for that. It's been a long week, but everyone's working for the weekend, right? So according to this, they're giving me more of a lovable thing that I'm looking at here. I probably need more of this because I'll need the ability to have it change, the state change, right? And this is kind of what I'm looking for. Let's copy that in instead from what's in calculator and see what we can't get around with here. So we want more of this. We want more of this also. We want less this. And what we want to be able to do is bind to the username and password so that if the username changes, this value changes on the UI, right? And the same thing with the password. That's what we want. And then when they do type, when they hit authenticate, we want to be able to do that. But hey, Compile Swift, happy Friday, man. Happy Friday to you too. It's been a while. So glad to see you on the stream. We're playing around with a little bit of .NET here. I am attempting to hack my way through learning a new pattern of writing binding to UI, I guess it's called. It's called this thing called what is this thing called? MVUX. It's kind of like, it's looking like a lot like the Redux pattern or like a modern state like RX.NET or RX Swift. Looking something like that. I think I'm getting vibes like that from it. And I could just go use RX.NET, but it really hasn't been updated in a long time. And even RX Swift, I don't think most people are using that. I think most people have moved over to Combine or... Yeah, it's a new one to me too, to tell you the truth. And the docs, I'll be honest with you, have been a little bit on there. I'm the code examples that they're providing me here have a bunch of code generation in them. Like if I go try to figure out, so this is one of them, this main model here, which is cool. I'm like, okay, this is exactly this is a great example of how to do this. This is exactly what I'm looking for. But when I look at they implement it, they have some kind of like bindable main model here that takes that model and somehow makes it bindable. I don't know how they do that. And it's all code gen. So if I go look at this, I say, okay, go to the like how this has happened, right? So if I could say go to here, I say, hey, let's go to the implementation of this thing, find out what happened here. You'll see here that it's like code gen. And it's like, well, I'm not a code generator. Why? What? So I've tried to like reverse engineer, and I have no idea like why they would do this or how this tool works. And nor in the docs do I see like you need to run this tool, right? In the docs here, I see they kind of explain all this, but I don't see where they like say, hey, run this CodeGen tool afterward. I know that's a lot of brain power for Friday, but hey, nobody likes a quitter, right? I learned that in gym class. Like the gym teacher would be like, hey, nobody likes a quitter, LeBeau. Get back in there, shoot more basketball. So I don't want to quit. Although yesterday I was a little tired. It was my wife's birthday yesterday, and at the end of the stream I was just like, you know what, I just don't have time for this. I am just going to not continue working on this right now. So it looks like their partial class, the reason why they use partial is, my guess, is because of this crap that they're adding this in this Uno extensions reactive bindings bindable view model base. Now, I don't know what that thing is, to tell you the truth. And it's nowhere in their docs, so that's a little bit... and it looks like they... Your main view model. So it looks like it's a wrapper around it. And it looks like that's what's given them the ability to do... My guess is if I were to go find this class, right? I bet you anything this is doing the pattern for the I command and for the value add change that is really popular at MVVM. I bet you anything if I go look for this in GitHub, that's exactly what it's doing. I think I may have figured out what the hell's going on with this. So let's see here. I want that class. So let's go find that class and see if I can find that. No code. Wait, what? What? In this repository. Well, that is a bummer. Maybe if we go to Uno and we say we search it for here in this organization. The computer says no. No, Aaron. Okay, I'll just look for this. Come on. All right, here we go. I notify property change. There it is. Okay. Son of a beeswax. I know what they're doing here. I notify property change is the primary way in .NET that we do MVVM. It basically makes an event listener on any property. It fires a event when that property changes. And I've written this pattern, and then obviously the raise property change is the event that happens when the property changes. In the world of .NET, this is the most popular thing to understand is I notify property change. So it looks like they're doing async disposable, making this thing as async, and also cleaning up any events they have from the events because they're using an event manager. But no matter what, they're probably doing delegates here. So this would be a memory leak if they didn't do that. The floodgates have opened in a sense that I understand what the heck they're doing now. And it looks like they also have a logger so that you can log things if you need to. Okay. Well, shit. They should just have a... Okay. Uno, guys. Hear me out. If you're here on here watching this, give me an example that just inherits from that instead. Because I see that. I'm a developer. I absolutely know iBindable. I smell what you're cooking. I get you maybe have some kind of code gen tool, but please don't use your code gen tools in your main examples, because for me, I have to try to unravel what the heck's going on. And in my when I'm trying to learn, I don't want to have to unravel magic, right? So now I know that this is what I really need to inherit from. So my class needs to inherit from this, and this will make a ton of sense now what they're trying to do with this. Okay, let's make this thing bindable. And we'll say import the missing reference. And it's probably going to ask for an implementation. Let's go through and say, sure. Oh, it's saying I need to make it a class. I'm okay with that too. And what else is it telling me? Implement missing members. Sure, I will implement the missing members. Who does it want? Override reactive model update. Ooh. Okay. I have to admit, I don't know what that means yet, but I will go look at the code on the GitHubs and see if I can figure that out. So what is this thing that it needs, this reactive update? Well, that's just creating properties. Try to see what it is. Is this from one of the interfaces that they're this thing implements here? I know if I probably trade async. Is this from iBindable? That's my guess. No, binding should just be for bindings, actually. I think we're getting closer though, folks. So let's go take a look at this code gen that they have and see if I can see what the code gen does. And if I can look at what the code gen does, I bet you I could probably reverse engineer what the hell this thing does. So in here, let's look for this thing that they're saying that they need. So it looks like it needs this reactive model update. I'll find. Okay, here we go. What's it doing here? If model is a I know for property change. This looks like some BS code generation stuff that is like boilerplate. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Okay. If model, the hell's model on this thing? Is this a private that they created? Trying to figure out where this model is coming from. Main model. So it's the class I am. Ah. Okay. Well, I know I'm that. Oh, geez, oh, Pete's. This is way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. They have some kind of code gen tool that must be doing this. Man. Really wish this wasn't code gen, or like they had some documentation on explaining this. Because I could do this. I mean, this is pretty easy. We would just register for the notified property change that we'd register on ourselves that, hey, take this out. Take the pointer out because the reference to it, and then they probably add it back here at the end. Yeah. So, okay. But this is the problem. Is this a clone basically where they clone it? Like, I'm going to guess this is what's, hey, TB Gamer. I hope you're doing well on Friday. Here's my guess of what they're doing. All right. My guess is that they, this reactive update model that they code generated, right? My guess, intelligent guess, is that this code right here, what it does is this is doing the Redux pattern or like a thunk where you basically get the model that you want to update, right? So let's say that it could be anything. It could just be, I'm updating this thing for whatever reason. Maybe the username change, whatever. And what they're saying now is that they're going to get the current one that they have, right? They're going to say, give me the current one. And then they're going to clone it here. This is basically going to get or create. So it's either going to get this one or it's going to update it. And the way they do it, this is, and then they basically try to send the, this is probably just trying to fire the event. And then they raise it that says, hey, this thing has changed. That is just by reading this code, seeing the names of it. That is got 4 hours stream in to start my day off. Wow. Holy crap. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. You got to tell me, I got to subscribe to you on Twitch. I didn't even know you were streaming, man. Jesus, I'll be watching that. Let me get this. I thought I followed you. I'm shocked. I watched a bunch of random crap today because I did not see anybody I follow online today on Twitch. And that's bumming me out. let me go to Twitch real quick here and make sure that I just quickly look for TB Gamer and make sure TDB Gamer. Make sure that I'm following you, TB Gamer. TB Gamer, throw your thing to you. Throw me a link out to your where you're at in chat so everybody can grab you. I would appreciate that. If you just throw a thing out to your Twitch, everybody can grab that and we're good to go. Thank you, TB Gamer. Let's get here. Let's get this out here, TB Gamer. Let's make sure we get a follow out to TB Gamer. I'm gonna not. How do I do a follow? I am following you. Why didn't I get an update that you were streaming? That's weird. I'll have to look at that afterward because I should have got an update on that. You guys don't even see this on screen. I have another screen off here that I'm looking at this, and so okay, I'll look into that. That's weird because I should get notified. Well, I asked a fraction to 8. Well, thanks, Kapop. Let's see here. So that's what I think this thing is doing. But hell if I know. My problem is implementing it, right? Because if I look at what they did to implement it, it's a bunch of code gen crap. And the problem is I'm going to have a lot of this in my code. This seems like it's just a lot of work. There's got to be an easier way of doing this without having all this. And I promise you, this probably is code gen, right? Let's find what this method is. Okay. That's my fault. Let's see here. Go to... Is it in this class? You know what I miss? In Visual Studio, they had the little pull down thing that they used to give you where you could see... I guess I could find it. But they used to give you the navigator up at the top bar in Visual Studio. If you have a bit of old Visual Studio, you build a project, you not get a bottom main model. If you build a project, do you not get the bindable main model? Think C# structure to run on build. No, I did not get that. I mean, but even if I didn't get it, I mean, how would I even write my code to use it, right? I mean, that's the problem, is that the bindable main model is you have to write a model, right? And then you have to somehow get it to the point where something would build that so that you can inject it into your code. But every page should have this, right? Is Simple Calculator more than one page, or is it just a single page app? Yeah, it's just a single page app. So this is probably not the world's best example because I have many pages in my app, right? I'm just trying to get an authentication page working, but there'll be many of these. Write your main model, but you bind it to the bindable main model. But I don't have a bindable main model. That's what I'm getting at. And I mean, how would I even IntelliSense something that I don't have? And that's not the only other thing I'd say is that that's nowhere in this doc. So this here of how like how to do this. I've went through all this, and I'm just trying to. I mean, I've got all the stuff under here, but I don't. It doesn't give me a understanding of like how to do that. So let's see here. But I mean, so what would be the signature for that, right? If it's just going to code gen, 1 second here. So what is this? Explicit command generation, basic commands. By default, the command property will generate a bindable project for each method in the model that has no return type. Okay. So it says configuration generation using attributes. But that's for commands. I also need properties. Hmm. Yeah, this is under advanced topics and commands. Oh, well, here it is. Under the advanced topics, it makes extensive use of code generation. Use code generation bindable proxies for everything. Okay, well, that should be in the overview at the very top. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have spent a day or hour looking for this. So they're saying, okay, wait. But they don't give you example of the original people model. They just make this bindable one. I mean, this looks like what I want, but I guess maybe I'm just bouncing around too much to try to understand this. So what commands are? I mean, commands are commands, right? In .NET, they should be the same thing as a command is command, I command, it does something. So you just make a regular method according to this, and it will generate the same method will be exposed via async command on the generated bindable proxy for the main model. I think I feel like I'm in the chicken and egg syndrome here, right? I don't have a bindable main model. And so how do I... So I have a main model here, right? So they're saying here, well, let's just read what they're saying here. Okay, so commands right away. Yep, I understand what a command is. So I need to make that a partial record again. So let's go through here the theory of this. So if I'm following if I'm drinking the syntactical sugar here, they're saying that, well, I already have that. It's already a main model here. It's this. They're saying that I don't even need like this value task input command. They're just saying, let's just do this. We'll say public void authenticate. There's my method. Okay, I got my authenticate method here. All right, I've got my partial main, right? So let's take a look here, folks, to see what we got going on here. So according to this, I should have magic sauce. If I build, it should build me. This main model should turn itself into a bindable main model. So it's, wait, I'm in simple calculator. Yikes. Oops. Let's get out there and get into our code. Here's our code. We've made one of these things called that. So we need to go partial record because that's what they used in their thing in the docs. And then we basically need to take this method out because we don't give two craps about it. Let's just make a method called authenticate. And this thing's supposed to generate me this thing then, right? According to the docs, from what I'm reading, I'm supposed to get one of these bindable main models. And then I assume for any model, it just scans it, but how does it know what models, right? Because I need more than a main model. I'm gonna have many pages. So for each page, I'd have a model. So how does the code generator do this? So by default, it generates for each public method in model via explicit command generation. By default, command properties will be generated. Okay. I mean, this sounds magical. Configuring command generation using attributes. Does it just assume that all records get commands? Or get these code generation? Any method in the model that matches a command generation rules will have a company command wrapper generated. But how do you know what a model is? We got multiple models. How does it know? Like I mean, is this I guess that's where the magic is getting lost on me. How would it know that I have 5 pages and I have 5 models associated with that, right? How does it know which one of those is which? I mean, I get command here. I understand command builders. All that stuff is, we do this in that in Maui all the time. I guess I get what a command is. I'm just trying to figure out how these explicit command. What's this now? I know what explicit means, but any commands via code generators is efficient enough to cover most scenarios, so you got more control. I honestly don't want control over this. I just want this to work. I'm an Empire guy, man. If the Empire were to take over, I'd be like, okay, I will absolutely work on the Death Star. Just tell me where to work. I have these skill set. How can I help? It's true. It's very true. I was like, yeah, the universe is out of order. Of course, evil overlords. How can I help? I work for companies, for crepe's sakes. Yeah, I mean, sign me up. Where do I sign up? Or Lord Vader. I've got a Darth Vader T-shirt even. So I'm totally an Empire guy from that standpoint. I just want to understand like how to. I have 5 pages, I guess, I want to build. It's more than that. It's probably like 10. And for each page, I should have its own model. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, how does this thing even know how to... Well, one, let's not ask. Let's just build and see if it builds one of these darn things, right? I mean, I'm making a bunch of assumptions. I may be trying to solve a problem I don't have. So let's see here. Let me just build this thing. I'm going to just build. So if it's using C# code generators, I should somewhere have this class that gets built for me, right? I don't see it. Let's go to main page. Can I now use a bindable main model? Do you see this? That's magic. There is a bindable main model in here. What's it got in it? I am baffled. Baffled is the proper word here. Let's go with this. I'm excited. Friday, bring it on. Let's see what we can't get done here. Let's go back to this main page. Let's try this crap. Let's see what happens. Oh, the theme service. That's right. I've got to inject that in. Oh. Finding the learning curve on some of these libraries is just too steep. I hate magic. I don't like to be waiting for some conference talk to introduce me. Yeah, I'm semi with you on it. Look, man, in C# at least, code generators are everywhere now. It's like you can't get rid of them. It is like everyone's drank the Kool-Aid, and so yeah, it's I get it. I mean, and they save a bunch of writing code. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is like, yeah. I mean, I went through the docs on like how to learn, and I read through the host one, and then they have the 2 examples of calculator and YouTube, and they're really good apps. Looking around, they look great. But then you're trying to like tear apart like how does that all work, right? And you're trying to like add all this stuff together, and obviously, I mean, here's the real problem, right? I use a lot of languages. I know what state is, right? So I'm not going to read like verbatim every one of these things. That's not in 2023 what Aaron's doing here. He's reading and going, I know what a command is. Okay, let me just look and see if I see their implementation of this. Okay, this looks like exactly what I already know. So some of the documentation is my fault. I'm skimming it because I once and again just want to get an app up and running really great. So I went through the wizard on this. That didn't necessarily work, by the way. 100% because I'm on a Mac and there were some issues with bugs with periods and this and that, but let's not get into that. They have this, and I went through this and tried to read all of it, try to understand like how this is happening, but it's like here they're giving you like all this stuff, but the only thing you give me is XAML here. It's like, well, I'm a C# guy. I don't want this XAML stuff. I'm not even sure like what this thing is doing here or why, and I could probably figure out the XAML to try to figure that out. But the whole thing is that I'm trying to use the markup thing. And this is where it's getting a little bit confusing when I walk through their little demo on this. but I'm getting it now. I get that it's making this code generation stuff, I guess. I mean, like I said, let's walk down the road here, see how far I can get. If this thing works, I will stand up, clap my hands, and stomp my feet. So dependency injection. Here's the problem I have. I need to get dependency injection working real quick because I need to be able to get I need to register my authentication service with a there. So if we look here, we need the host builder on launch. All right. We did this on the previous stream. This should be there, but let me copy it just in case. We need this in our app. This should only take a few seconds and we should be up and running. Let's see here. So let's go into the world of, hey, let me get into the writers again here. I got too many programs at my dock. It says no developer ever. Let's see here. So let's go back into the app. I know what this is for the most part. I may have just lied because wait. This is app, but does this have to go into the other app, the base app? Yeah, this is where the builder crap happens. So I try not to touch here. Here we go. Here it is. My understanding is this thing never gets built. It's a shared project between all of them, and it's not magic, but this is where all the building of stuff happens. So this is where you would do your stuff. And this app here inherits from this other one. So you have to know like which one to go to. So unlaunched is right here. And that's from where the docs, let's go back to the, I'm switching back and forth to docs and stuff. So it's saying we need to, I've already got the services created, and then we have to register it in unlaunched, launch activity events, right, in my app. Okay, so on launched, we're going to make an app builder. I think the builder's already there. So I think we're there from that standpoint. Let's take a look here. Actually, I don't see a builder at all. Let's paste some code here. All right, let's see here. And of course, none of this is going to work because I don't have a iProfile picture selection service, but I have an authentication service. Authentication. Oh, why does that not work? Oh, it's a dependency. I've got to reference the shared project. Yeah. Right here. Now it will know about my authentication server. Authenticate. This is a lot of thinking for Friday here. Authentication server. I did not spell that wrong. What's wrong with my IntelliSense here? Wait. This would be mock. Oh boy, does this not have IntelliSense in this file because it doesn't get built? This needs to know that is in let's see. Ooh. Using .NET. Oh no. Oh no. I referenced that. Oh, I referenced testing. Oh guys, come on. Wait. No. It's here. It's here. Wait, this is irrelevant results. Wait. What? Let me look and see what the hell is referenced here. All right, I'm referencing shared. Okay. Ryder, you can't. No, I'm referencing that. I Compile Swift and TBD Gamer. I actually on the Tuesday lunch stream, I think I went into great details on this. That like actually I bring up a Kotlin learning path that I have for learning like Couchbase Lite, which is our database platform with this, and I basically went super hardcore in the sense that you probably should see that 1 second here. That's a thing that we haven't announced yet. Pretend like you didn't see that. There are no droids here. I went out of my way basically to make sure that when I made this thing that I wanted to use the all the stuff like ViewModel, the built-in ViewModel library from Android. I wanted to make sure all the like database stuff ran on the ViewModel scope for Dispatcher IO, which is absolutely what you need to do because talking to the database is Disk IO. It's optimized for that. But I went through ridiculously amounts to make sure that I used every possible like standard Android way of doing this without doing like trickery. There's going to be no, I mean, I could have used Dagger. That's too hard. I'm not going to use Dagger. Some developers don't understand how Dagger works. Navigation graph, I just use the built-in navigation stuff that Android provides. I could have brought in a library to do this. Once again, I don't want people to have to learn that library. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to make a function for navigation and just do a regular navigation graph like you get right off the examples on Android's website, because I literally do not want somebody to get confused because they don't understand like how the navigation works with how we make view models and stuff, right? I did not want to have that be the star of my tutorial here. Isn't how to write Android applications. It's how to do Couchbase Lite, which means I need to make sure that my code example here takes all the defaults I could possibly give them, that they can just go read in other people's documentation to learn things, right? And so that way I could just focus on what I'm trying to teach them instead of like on how dependency injection works, for example, right? So I tried my best to stay away from really, really big, heavy libraries that would be really complicated to learn, or for new developers. I actually, boy, I didn't want that to happen. I actually have a lot of people on my team that are new developers, that are like literally junior developers. There's a group of them over in India. Hey guys, if you're watching, love you. Diraj, you know what to be, you should be fixing that code that we talked about this morning, actually. So Diraj, if you're watching, I mean, cool that you're watching, but dude, seriously, go fix that code we talked about. Sorry, Diraj, I'm just giving you crap. You can watch. And that code's just not working, right? We both know it. But it's Friday. I'm going to have fun with this, I guess. I really, yeah. I mean, I've got a lot of junior developers I work with, and one of the hardest things for them is like understanding like how certain things work. And it's terrible sometimes. Documentation don't explain things to junior developers. Like certain patterns, like the provider pattern, don't assume that everybody knows what that is or how it works, right? I mean, here's a great example of where, you know, one of the developers I work with this morning had a question about like, he was getting some stuff for free in a provider pattern, but he didn't understand how it worked. So he's just like, he was confused, like, is this doing this or this? And I was like, that's an interesting concept, right? Like if we learn this pattern, we understand what the pattern says. When we look at it, we'll probably understand what it's providing. And so we went through and had a talk on that, which it was a great talk. But that's where I truly believe good documentation comes from, was when you get those people that that kind of focus on examples on non-magic. Make your examples as easy as possible. Try to use anything you can to stay away from making complicated things in your examples, because that's only probably going to hurt you, not help you. So I not only need shared, but this is actually in a folder called services. So I would need shared services. And I don't know why IntelliSense is not working. I only know that this file is never built, this project. It's some kind of trickery that they're doing, where this thing will never build. It's a shared project between all these other projects. So you have to build one of the other projects to see if it works. I'm guessing that's why the IntelliSense doesn't work, but I honestly don't know. I'm going to build Uno now and see what happens. This should get built as part of it. So if I did a typo in there, it should tell me that there's a typo. And it didn't. But all these other ones now have error messages, which scares the absolutely bejesus out of me. Because they have their own heads. And why are they mad now? Because they don't have a reference to it. Oh, for frig's sakes. So wait, is this thing generating and then... Guys, look at this. I changed this project and it changes all these other projects. Ooh, boy. There's a lot of learning factor to this. There's a lot to learn here. So what I'm finding here is that... Wait, but it says it's already referenced here. It says irrelevant. Wait, is it automatically importing it? Let me see here. .NET. Let's go to iOS and take a look and see projects. No, it's not. But it tells me they're irrelevant projects. That's the noise of how these projects are set up is very confusing. It says it's already added, even though I don't see it in the there's got to be some trickery that it's doing between the space one and all these other ones. Let's just do this. We'll find out. Run the damn app, right? Let's pretend like we don't care the fact that all these have turned squiggly red on us. Yes, new developers help you find TBD Gamer. That is one of the best things I've ever heard. That is so freaking true. Oh, good Lord. Now, here we go. The type or namespace service. Here we go. Does not exist. The namespace service does not exist. It doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, services. Oh, no IntelliSense. Oh. Folks, help. No IntelliSense. This is what happens. You could be developing for 28 years, but without IntelliSense to tell you that you missed an S, you will look like an idiot in front of a bunch of people on the internet. I have no IntelliSense on this file whatsoever. Like .NET, I have nothing. No IntelliSense whatsoever. I'm in the blind here. That is scary. Obviously my squiggly line went. No, it's still squiggly, red squiggly line. That's bad. Let's try to build now. See what happens. No, we added this thing. Let's see here. What's it mad about now? Delegate action does not take in one argument. It takes in more than one. What are you doing, Aaron? You don't know what you're doing. So true. So true. But I mean, I got past the build process because I mean, it's using this to sign it. So is it running or is it not building? App builder. Oh, it doesn't know. It doesn't know the namespace for this. Oh, golly. It doesn't know about the extension for this. Oh, no. Oh boy. Which one did I add for this? I'm almost positive. It's in this library. I'm pretty sure. Let's go look at the docs real quick here. We still, oh, not that. Chrome. Thank you, Chrome. Okay. Step by step. Override. Okay. Register this host builder. Okay, yeah, but it doesn't know the namespace for that host builder. I found a different right here. Implements the. Nope, this still doesn't tell me. Ooh, I get a different version of this though. Apps hosting can leverage this permits. So I got to make sure Microsoft extension dependency injection because that's all based on this. Okay. I thought I had to put a package in for this though to get the host building working, but I guess they're saying just make sure that's in there. Let's go through and see. Let's go see what we can't do with that then. Let's see here. Do we have that? I do not see it. No bueno. No bueno. An 8.0 version of that. So, all right. So this is, if you're new to Uno, this is something I learned. You cannot use the built-in stuff that's built into the IDE for adding packages. It's not supported in Rider yet. they use this solution file. I guess it. Ooh, whoa. Just 8.0. Let's not get too crazy out of control here. Let's make sure we still have that in our clipboard though, because we'll need that in the future. So my understanding is this is something the Visual Studio does specifically, not Rider. And so this is a shared package between all your projects. And then what ends up happening is that once you have it in this file, then you can just define it in all the other ones. And then as long as you modify their CS proj, oh no, this doesn't have I don't know what this is that tricky thing that they're doing, the magic thing here. This should have a CS proj though, right? Edit. Yeah, it has a CS proj. Then what you have to do here is you have to add the package dependency in here, I think. And then that's what tells it how to build. But I don't see it having any package dependencies in here whatsoever. So I'm wrong on that statement. Do I have to just put it in here? I assume then maybe. What's going to here? I think this is where I'm putting them. Let's go to run the project, right? So if we go in here, go to tool, edit, and we want the proj file, and then yes, this is where we do it. So then we put the NuGet package in here also. So this just says, go look at, this is my understanding. This says go back, because we don't give it a version, it goes back to this directory packages and gets the version number for this package. So you basically put the version of the package you want in this one, and then everybody else can reference it as needed in their CS proj file. And then they basically just grab the version, whatever is defined in the big file. I know I'm probably oversimplifying that, but that's my understanding of how all this works. And I would like a simple explanation of that, to tell you the truth. I think that that's how it's working. So the theory would be, since this thing includes this one also in all these, when it builds, that these ones I don't need to reference it, is my guess. So let's try to now add that in here. Look at this. Now IntelliSense says it works. Maybe because I built. Maybe you have to build once to get to the IntelliSense stuff. God's working. And let's see here. Our applicant to see if it fails now. Okay, well, we're getting a different error now. Nope, we're getting the same one. Does not take two arguments. Does not take one argument. Delegate action. Man, I took it away from your docs. It's acting like, well, I think what's happening here is it doesn't know what namespace that's in. That's my guess. Because this is all namespace trickery crap. And since I don't have teleset, ooh, maybe there's another way to do this. Where is... Yeah, I'm gonna cheat. Kids at home, close your eyes. What is this thing pissed off about? Okay, that. Seeing if I can put it in a different file and have it, just pass it something to make it happy. No, it's gonna want one of those objects. But I was looking to see if IntelliSense would tell me why it's mad about the services thing. It's not. I thought maybe I was missing a like a using statement, and that's what was causing it to be absolutely frustrated. Let me 1 second here. I did this in a Hello World. Oh wait, these guys also have it. I bet you they're doing this in Simple Calculator, right? They must have a service. Let's see if they're doing it. Womp, womp, womp. And let's check the other one that they have. They have the YouTube one also. Hey, Kapow Swift. Absolutely. Are you streaming tonight? Yeah, Kapow Swift, have a good one. I've got to see what the hell's going on with my Twitch alerts. It's like people are streaming and I'm not seeing them stream, and now I'm getting mad. Just like, man, a lot of times I don't have anything to, I watch a bunch of garbage because in fact I don't see anybody coding online, and I'd rather watch people coding than watch garbage while I'm also doing things. So, where is the other one? It's called YouTube. Okay, how did I? Must be my recents, right? Two player, there it is. Take a look at this new window. And let's take a look at two player and see what it does. It must have dependency injection. All right. There we go. Here's our base. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that's logging. Yeah, we don't. It's the same thing as the other one I have. Let's look at this. So they're not doing it in base. Do they do it in like the main app? Maybe they do it. Oh, they're doing it here. They're not doing it in the other app. They're doing it in the main app. They're overriding on launched here. Oh. Light bulb. All right, let's see here. We're doing this all wrong. Get out of here. We're not doing it here. We don't need to do it here. I'm taking my lunchbox and going home. They do it over here. Nope, not over here. Yeah, it's over here. They do it over here. Over here. Yeah, it's over here. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's see here. Using Microsoft extensions. We want dependency injection and extensions. I think just dependency injection actually will work. No. Okay, let's fix this. Okay, that's fixing that. We're getting so much closer here. I can smell. Okay, why did the volume just go crazy high on me? All right, something's wrong with the Streamlabs music here because it just went super postal on me here. Anybody on the stream, are you all right, Kapow Swift might be streaming this weekend. I don't know what's going on with the Streamlabs music. It just went like super loud on me. Oh, that's what happened. I think I accidentally tripped the volume on my mouse wheel and that caused it to go up. All right. Enough of this trickery fooling around crap. Let's get back to this, trying to get this code checked in. All right, let's see here. What are they referencing here? Just system JSON. Wait, really? This from application. They're inherent from application, so they don't have to do anything. They just get it in this. Not needed. Why are they in this? And I know that in their recommendation, in the documentation, they also said to make an iHost and set that to that. So we should probably do something like this. Unprotected iHost host. Something like that. And then we should probably say at the end of this, host equals app. No. still mad at me though. Do I not have to? Did I not put the dependency injection in here? It's right here. That is not it. Why is services are just like freaking out here? That's still not it. I'm missing some kind of reference. There's something that I'm missing between this and the YouTube app. Because the YouTube app does the iHost here. Okay, wait. You know what? They have context and service here instead. Ah ha 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 ha. I see, said the blind man. Ta-da! Ta-da! Wait, so is that a bug in the docs then? So I found the docs here. Yeah, the docs just says to... No, the docs said this too. Where the hell did I get that from then? Why did I have context and service in there? Okay, I don't know where I took that code from anymore. I'm starting to feel like a junior developer. I don't know. I don't know where I took that code from, but this should fix it. All right. So that should get us authentication service working, right? Well, if we have authentication service, then the theory would be when this main model comes up, we should be able to pass it in the authentication service because it's injected in. So it should be able to just get this from dependency injection. That's the theory, right? So if we go back to, was it Simple Calculator we're looking at that had this? We were using Simple Calculator as, yeah. So it says, what does get theme service do? Where the hell does get theme service come from? All right. Let's get the YouTube example. See what it's doing for its injection in. Because I bet you it has a service that's injected in. No. I want the main page, sorry. Oh no. They have it somewhere else here, they do. They just bind it in. Let's look at main model. So they bind an iYouTube service. And because iYouTube service is part of the constructor, it must auto get ejected in. So I'm going to assume that this is the right way then. So that the main way right is that you just say it like this. So it's got to wrap around this. Let's see what happens. And we can then say, no, that's not what we wanted it to do. But it is what we wanted it to do. And then page would have the period on it. There we go. And we're cascading down. All right. Now we should have a view model in this thing, actually, folks. This is going to be some interesting stuff. Now I'm really kind of curious what happens here because we have a bind to username, a two-way bind, and a bind to password, two-way bind. But I think this is wrong. Because this should be bound to the to the view model, not to the not to this regular text, right? Let's take a look and see if we can find a button. Yeah, this is what I expected to see. I expected to see a B to VM and then the variable name. So that I could tell you is wrong. So this should be something like this. Should be like that. But do you have to do two-way? Because I thought two-way was by default. And, well, okay. In my Xamarin memory, I thought two-way was default. This is not Xamarin. I have to keep reminding myself. Tell yourself over and over again, Aaron, this is not Xamarin. This is not Xamarin. This is not Xamarin. Oh, we first have to give it the, VM dot username. And if you get the parentheses right, you get a free Cupid doll. Yep. All right. So that should bind to username. That should bind to password. And that actually, IntelliSense says it's cool. So this is actually pretty neat. I mean, this looks a crap ton like Flutter, maybe is the best thing I could say. It's not... So Swift UI kind of reminds me a little bit in Jetpack Compose. But all this compound function calls is closer to Flutter, really, when it comes down to it, if you ask me. And I know that yawning's getting addictive because it is a Friday here. But let's see here. So here's our button, right? So our button, we also need to get a command going on that puppy, though. So this is where we wrote that method inside of our service. And, or not our service, inside of our view, our model here. Not our view model, but right here. And so... that should turn itself into a command according to that documentation, right? So if all this magic works right, which so far it seems like it's working right, the theory would be in main page here. Why is main page red though? What's it been about? Yeah, tell me where my error is. Oh. Yeah, because I added that page at the top here. I made this call here, so I'd have to close this function. That makes sense to me. Okay. Let's see here. Back to button here. So we have a sign-in button that needs to be a command, right? So we would normally bind that to the command, right? Does this system have a command? Okay. Let's see what the syntax is for this puppy. So it will take in either an I command. I mean, I can't do something this simple. This ain't gonna work, right? No, no. I didn't think so. This ain't gonna work, is it? Wait, IntelliSense, guys, you are... You're going crazy here. Where is my command it's supposed to make for me, though? Remember that it said that it would make this command for me? Instead, all I see is the save method that I wrote. Or the authenticate. Oh no, there it is, authenticate. I see. You. Witchcraft. I swear, witchcraft. It freaking generated it. It's right there. It's saying that it's a... Guys, I got a breakpoint there. This is getting to witchcraft level coolness. Witchcraft, not in a bad way. I mean, not like we're burning witches. Like witchcraft isn't like okay. It's yeah, it's working. Oh no, oh no. What are you mad about now? I host. Oh. Do I have this code wrong? Let me go look. Oh crap. No, I can't save the host. It would be build. Yeah, you got to tell the builder to build first. That's what we get you the host back. God, boy, I'm acting like I've never done ASP.NET before here. The problem is, I kind of want to do this last. Let's make sure that all this crap happens before we do that. I am a little concerned about this. Yeah, I do have a sure SMB 7B. The mic is actually in. So I used to have, when I was streaming before, I had a oh, what the heck was it called? It's a blue box. It was a USB-C. It's like a Thunderbolt sound card, and then I had that go into a mixer. Okay, it was a Maxi mixer, 8-channel mixer. And a lot of people complained that my audio sucked on stream. And so I shelled out a lot of shillings for a Rodecaster Duo. And so I'm now running a Rodecaster Duo here. It's on the side here. It's on my desk. It's got all this kind of crap on it that I don't use, like voice effects and stuff that are, I guess, are okay. But it does things like I could turn my voice into a monster, supposedly. Like,
I am a monster, blah, blah, blah.
And now I'm back to me. It does a Kylo Ren voice. Where is this? I made this one up. Let's see if I can make it happen.
Ray, it's me, Kylo Ren. Yes, leader of the Resistance, or not the Resistance, of the not New World Order. What the hell is it called in the new Star Wars movies? I'm bad. Burn it all down, Ray. Burn it all down.
That's my Kylo Ren. I spent like way too much time making Kylo Ren work on this, to tell you the truth. Way too much time making Kylo Ren work. It turns out I also can do his regular voice. Adam Driver is who we're talking about here, folks. Like I say.
Hi, I'm Adam Driver. I was a Marine, and I've been in a bunch of movies. One, I went back in time and killed dinosaurs, and then I was in Star Wars a bunch.
It turns out if you know Kylo Ren, you can kind of just make Adam. You just don't add all the reverbs and stuff to it. So, yeah. I'm a Star Wars nerd, folks. Let's see what the heck's going on with this. We need more Kylo. Exactly. That's a good point. I need to be like, hey, man, if this doesn't compile, Kylo's coming out. Oh, this is a... Well, no, actually we do... Let's do it for reals. And... This is a bug I've noticed that in here, that if you don't hit all the way back, it doesn't replace the password at the top. And it seems to be a bug in like how they map the password field in Uno to Catalyst specifically. It only happens in Catalyst. I do know that. So let's see what happens if I click sign in. Does the event fire? I'm not debugging. I should probably debug. Otherwise, I can't hit a breakpoint now, can I? You know it's Friday when you're making this kind of level of mistakes here. Let's debug this thing instead of running it. Let's get a true... I guess I could... I'm an idiot. I could just connect it to that session with the debugger. What was... Yeah. It's that Friday, right? It's that level where on Friday you're like, yeah, I'm making a lot of mistakes here. This is pretty dumb. And now I think it's mad because it was running and now it's not anymore. So it's I do think I remember this happening last time. We tried this and to get the debugger to deattach. And I do remember, if I remember right, this was a writer issue with Catalyst specifically, not necessarily Uno's fault here. So the app launches. And then what happens is once you get the app up, yep. Come on app, come up. Here we go. What you got to do is go into here. We're going to go into the debugger. We're going to attach to a process, and then we're going to find our Uno process. And this is the app right here. And then we basically attach with the .NET debugger. And now the debugger's attached. Now we can, now if we basically hit the authentication button, let's just put in blah, 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 click sign in and see if our event will fire. Initializing debugger. The computer says no. Waiting for target to get ready. That is a negative. Let's try again. And that would be no bueno. Stop again. Make sure the app's not running. Try to hit the debug button. See if I can get that breakpoint. Because I want to see now if I set this, if the state's getting set on those, right? Because I have these bound in. By theory, when I click the authenticate button, username should no longer be blank. It should be whatever I typed in, and password should be the same. So it's initializing the debugger. It's saying it's doing stuff. Hey, the app is launching. I mean, if this works, it will be a epic win for me here. Because this opens the door for everything. So this is what I was talking about. When the password comes in like this, if you just type in, see how it doesn't clear out the over the recommended password, like the word there. Can't think today. If you backspace past it and then one more, and now you type in, it goes above. Super weird Catalyst glitch. No bueno. Me authentication is not working. My event is not binding. On top of that, I would expect, even if the breakpoint didn't fire, that the console right line would come out down here in the console, which I do not see, which means my binding is not working. Poop. Blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to doing Adam Sandler. It's Friday, man. It's Friday. Oh, man. Hey, if you're not having fun, why are you even out there doing something, right? I mean, that's my opinion. I want to see here text. Let's find out if they got a button on this thing. They got a feed. They got to have a button somewhere. I'm going to go steal it, see if I can steal button. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Content, new path icon. But hey, man, you must be able to do something with the button. New button. Got some content. I'm smelling what the rock cooked here, but no action on it. I see no command on this button. It's just sitting there looking pretty. Let's find another button. None of these have got events attached to them. Yeah. Well, you know who has buttons attached, events attached to buttons? A calculator. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can find a button and see maybe my syntax for binding to a command is wrong. Stack panel. Where is the buttons? Oh boy, they're making methods for these. Okay, well, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, this is command. VM input command. And then the command parameter would send in, if you want, you could pass the content of whatever's in the button into command so it could do something about that, right? So for example, content could be a string or something like that as a parameter. Okay, I am doing that exact same syntax, folks. Command, view model. That is exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to double check, make sure I'm not lying. Command, VM authenticate. And authenticate is An async command. They're telling me that that is an async command that should run. And it doesn't say to put the parentheses in it because they converted it to command, so it's a property. So it's not like I even have to call function. It's not like I forgot parentheses. They're just doing it as a command here too. Ooh, why doesn't this work? I am so bummed out because, man, that would have been a big win for Friday to have this thing work. And I have a console write line there. Wonder if they just don't write out to the console properly. Let's do this. Just to see whether or not it writes out to the debug output. And then I think my lunch stream, I'm running out of time here. I haven't ate yet and I still have crap to get done for work. So lunch stream can only go so long before you had to get back to the grind before the Friday. I can get off online and do some other things. Man, I'm looking forward to some streams tonight. There's usually a couple of people I watch on Dev Club that stream on Friday nights. And I'm looking forward to lurching in to see what they're working on. I guess at this point in time, it doesn't matter what I type in because all I'm trying to do is see whether or not I get a message out to either one of the outputs. And that event doesn't, I don't think that that's firing. That makes me fearful that this isn't working. I feel more productive updating this sample than I have felt all weeks at work. Oh, you just updated travel sample for .NET 8. Really, dude? All right. I have not seen that. .NET is pretty awesome. I'm so far liking it. The Mali stuff's really good. It's really, really, really good. I have to say, I'm ridiculously happy about that. The Mali stuff is better. It really is. So that's a good way to end TBD Gamer. That is an awesome way to end your week, to say the least. Let's see here. So it's not debugging to either one of the consoles. I'm not getting it in the I'm not getting debug, and I'm not getting in console either. You know, the only thing left to believe is that it's not hitting it, right? For some reason. Now, why it's not hitting it is the really hardest thing. Let's see what the warnings are saying. Well, yeah, because I mean, we're not firing it at all. I mean, I could pass in the username and password into there and get the authenticator running, but if I'm not hitting a breakpoint here, I don't think it's running. Oh, well, cool. Well, congrats on that, man. That you opened up a PR and a public repo. That's it's a great feeling, to say the least. If you can contribute to open source, absolutely do so, man. It looks great on your resume. It makes the GitHub squares appear on your GitHub account, which is really important. I think that's I could go on an epic rant about the GitHub squares on my account, which you know, we're a part of a Couchbase organization. So the problem is, if I look at my account right now, my squares don't look impressive to everybody else. Look at that. It looks like I don't do anything here, right? However, if I go in and log in to the to work here, so if I say, no, show me my organization stuff, you know, oh crap, now it's going to make me sign in with my password. Let me get this off stream so I can sign in. This isn't my normal thing that I do, so this obviously would not work without signing in. I have to put his crappy code in here. Let's see if I can get this working. Yeah. So now you look at the squares and we'll see a lot different here if I refresh. Because by theory, most of my work is not done in the public. It's done in private repos. And that still doesn't seem right. What the heck is going on here? Huh. That's weird. Something seems to be broken because it should see all my squares and it does not see them. Did they exclude it now from the really secret stuff I'm working on work? I think they do. I gotta check this on my work browser and see what's going on here because like none of my stuff from the one of the orgs I have that we do all of our private work in is not here. Weird. But anyways, the theory is I'm part of a GitHub org and that org does not share out in the public what I do. So because a lot of the stuff I do is enterprise level stuff that I can't talk about, then it doesn't show up. Yeah, exactly. TBD gamer. That's my problem. Is it looks like I'm a slacker, but it's like, no, I actually do a lot of work on GitHub every day. It just happens to be you can't see it, and I can't tell you why. So that's always a bummer because I always feel like the profile that's a big win when you see those squares turn a certain color. That just it feels awesome when you have like a really light one like here. But yeah, for bummer, it's not showing our org that I'm in that I can't talk about here. It shows Custom Lab, that's public, but and that's also public, but there's another org that's private that I know I'm logged into, but because it would show up in the list if I wasn't, but it's not giving me credit for that work. That's a bummer. Well, let me see here. Let me see if I can get credit for it. Let me see if this fixes it. Maybe. Oh, there it is. I get credit now. Never mind. It was an org thing. Look it. I'm getting all the credits now. Look at that. Now it looks like I'm not a slacker anymore. Now it looks like I've got nothing but squares. It looks like I do a lot of crap here. But yeah, get some squares going on GitHub, man. It feels good when you do that. Now, why my stuff is not working, I do not have the answer to tell you the truth. So I have to believe one of a couple of things. One, either my generated code that's generating it is not right. Right, that something's going on there. I have a syntax problem, which I'm very likely to believe. Or the syntax is not right, which I don't believe is the case because this looks exactly like all the other XAML I've ever written in my life. So this, or how I do it in XAML. So this does not seem like it's the problem. I mean, there's a chance that the writer tools are not working right. I mean, I guess I have not taken that into a possibility, but that absolutely is a possibility that writer's not doing something right here. But let me try it again. No bueno here. Can I do this? And I would need to make this. Nope. I'm not going to be able to do that. It's not going to be happy about that. Why is it now not finding his telesense? Writer's telesense is really slow for some reason. Let me make sure I have these parentheses right too, right? I don't have to scope this, do I? Are they doing scope? They're not doing scope. All right. I'm gonna make sure I didn't have to scope this, and maybe that's what was causing the issue why it won't fire. Doing everything they're doing, it's not working. Well, folks, like I said, I'm running out of time here. I've got to get back to work. I'm gonna just try running it one more time and see whether or not I see something. If I don't see it again, then I'm going to have to try to fix this on Monday's lunch stream. I feel like we made good progress. Really good progress. I feel like it's It's coming together. And this isn't that bad once you figure out that there's like this code generation stuff that automatically happens. That's really kind of interesting, I guess, in some sense. Yeah, I see nothing in the main log console here. I see nothing here. It is like not firing. I may ping somebody from I should check this code in and ping somebody from Uno and see if they could tell me what I am doing wrong. That would be probably a better use of my time, or maybe I'm missing something in this code generation stuff that I just don't know about. But this seems like, so the only way that this would be broke, right, if right here, if I look at the data context, if this isn't getting set right, and this is null for, well, wait. Shit, can I? Why did this just now dawn on me? Let's just see if VM's no. I just want to see VMs no. The other thing I could do, oh shit, I didn't even think about this. Snap. I could run this in GTK and see if this is is this like a bug just with Catalyst versus something else, right? I didn't even think about that for a second. Maybe this is like a bug in the implementation of the button. So that's not firing either. No breakpoints firing whatsoever. No bueno. Let's just do this real quick and then we'll call it a day. I know it feels like I'm procrastinating getting back to work. I'm not. I just want to see this thing work. So GTK Sharp, the reason why I don't like it is it doesn't have the theme support built into it because it's more of like a Linux thing. And so because of that, you don't get like the theme manager and stuff. So it's all looks white and stuff. It doesn't look as fancy. As you can see here, I'd have to do like my own dark mode crap. Button comes in. Nothing in debug, nothing in console. That would tell me that that binding is not working. No bueno. So it's not just like a Catalyst bug with the button. Something with the button, this command is not properly articulating what's going on here. All right, folks. Well, I think that's going to be it for the lunch stream today. I got to get back to work. I appreciate everybody that attended. For those of you watching on video demand, all like 100 of you or whatever, you know, I think it's like 220 some people watched on video demand like last week. Man, thank you for watching on video demand. Obviously, hang out on Dev Club over Discord, .NET Evolution, you know, or Couchbase's Discord. Hit me on Twitter if you have questions and stuff. I guess we're going to continue working through this and see what we can't do. On Monday, we'll probably we'll do the lunch stream and try to get this binding working. Then we'll try to get multiple pages working, right? Once we get the authentication working, we'll go in, we'll start throwing some stuff on a page and see how grids scroll and stuff like that in Uno. And then we'll do it in Mali. We'll start comparing the two to see how that all works. So that's what the future plans is. And hopefully next week, I have a secret surprise. A thing that nobody in the world except for about 10 people know about that I'm going to show off. That's just pretty cool. It's one thing that a team that I work with is working on right now, and I'm really excited to show it off because it's a pretty cool game changer. So expect that too. So it's